Hey everyone, welcome back to another fragrance review. Thank you so much for joining me today. Happy holidays, season's greetings, and Merry Christmas. Well, if you haven't been able to tell by now, if you couldn't tell from the thumbnail, the cat is out of the bag, so to speak, or the snake is out of the bag. Today we are talking about the third and final release from the Zed creators. That's right. Today we are talking about Of the Immortals. I am so excited to be talking about this one because just recently I took a trip to New York City and I finally got to meet Andrea and Anthony of the Curly Scents channel, and they are as advertised. They are amazing, warm, welcoming people, and I was so glad to finally meet them, and I am so excited for their brand new 2022 release from Zaharoff, Zed Creators 2.0. Like I said, the Immortals. Now, before I talk about that, a lot of you know how I feel about this fragrance right here. That's right, the first release, and I've got a little bit of dent in it, but I saved this fragrance right here for special occasions. This is called the Siren, and basically right here, this fragrance will lure you in. It is so amazing. It is so gorgeous, and it is one of my favorite gourmand fragrances. You've got almond, you've got boozy notes, you've got coffee, you've got chocolate, and a little bit of a leathery note that I really, really love about this fragrance. But we're not talking about this one, but it is an amazing first release, and here we are with the second release. And if you guys didn't act fast on that first release because it was a limited run, it sold out quick. I think it sold out in like 3 minutes because it was just pure fire. Everybody loved it, and so here we are. Now, you all know that that one was my favorite fragrance. Now we've got the 2.0 Zed creators. Which one of these Zed creators is my favorite? If you stay tuned with me all the way to the end, I will reveal which of the three are my favorite. But without any further ado, let's get started on this amazing fragrance of the Immortals. And here it is, guys. Here is the presentation. You see the poster behind me, but here is the presentation. Absolutely amazing, right, guys? On the back, we have a European artist who designed a lot of this, and this is an illustration of the 12 gods and goddesses. Of course, you have Zaharoff and Curly Scents with some of your pertinent information. This is the side of the box. We've got the bottom right here with batch codes and whatnot. Then, of course, on the top, we have the infamous, ubiquitous Zaharoff label. And then, of course, I showed you guys the front of the box already. And we have that figure 8 or that infinity sign along with the snake. And guys, you can already tell Zaharoff has already raised the game. Now this artwork is absolutely amazing, okay? I love this artwork. It was one of my favorite things about the fragrance. But then they took it to a whole nother level with this raised, metal plating, and just this presentation is amazing, and it's also a bigger size, right? So you're getting more for your money. You got the 4 fluid ounce as opposed to the 2 fluid ounce, and so you just get more bang for your buck. Now, this infinity sign, of course, has something to do with the name. It's called Of the Immortals, right? Infinity means you live forever, and all of us would love to know what that's like. Well, maybe some of us would like to know what it's like to live forever, and there's been many stories told on it. Of course, people trying to find the fountain of youth, so they can try to figure out how to live forever. So that's one of the things, one of the reasons why we love Greek mythology or we like superheroes, is because they seem to have this kind of immortality that we all wish we had. And so basically that infinity sign represents that. And then you have the snake, okay? Now, a lot of you may think in religious cultures like such as Christianity and other religious, heritages, a lot of people tend to think the snake means lies and deceit and maybe even represents curse, right? But in Greek mythology, actually the snake does represent immortality. So I think that's why they use that right there. And then you have the label right there, Of the Immortals, and of course that is Curly Scents, Andrea's handwriting. So she'll forever have, a piece of something that she made on this box, which I think is absolutely amazing. Okay, so now let's get to the bottle. And I know some of you don't care about presentation, but for those of you who do, we're going to spend a little time on it. Again, we have that figure 8 or that infinity sign with the raised snake, right? Absolutely beautiful. You look at the plating already, it's definitely a step up, right? Just so gorgeous. I love the color, kind of like that white color representing gods. I really, really like that. And then, of course, on the side, you have Zaharoff along with Curly Scent's name on it. and you're really doing a fragrance right, you should be able to know whose fragrance it is. You know, especially if you're collaborating, it's good to know whose fragrance this is and you don't have to guess. Then you've got some information on the bottom. I don't know if you guys can see that. And then of course you got the famous lock-in Zaharoff cap and that clicking sound, and so amazing, guys. But how does it smell? That's what you guys all came here for, is how does it smell? Well, let's go ahead and spray it on my wrist and I'll give you my first impressions and then we'll wrap it up. Man, I've already lived with this fragrance, you know, a couple times, like maybe multiple times, and I really, really love this fragrance and I appreciate it because it's not redundant. You know, this is, you know, a sequel. This is the second release to this fragrance right here, but to me, this one stands alone, and yet they're similar with, you know, with some gourmand ingredients. They're similar in that way, but I really don't feel like this fragrance is a gourmand fragrance, you know, just from living with it and off first impression, as much as this one is. You know, it's really, really sweet. The sweetness is there. It's bright on the top. It smells so good, but you get a whole lot of leather. I get a whole lot of amber and a lot of musk and just this clean, woody vibe on the dry down that's just so good. I mean, it really captures that decadence and opulence that you come to expect when you're thinking of, you know, Greek gods and goddesses. You know, it's really, really there. You know, we call that in Greek mythology ambrosia. You know, it's food for the gods that represents longevity and immortality. And these ingredients that are in this fragrance really represent that well. But what I get is a whole lot of amber, at least for me, just a blast of amber, you know, a whole lot of booziness coming from the rum, just very decadent, very opulent. I can detect that fig note ever so slightly. It's there, and like I said, bright on the top. And then, you know, as it starts to settle down and starts to dry down, you're getting a lot of leather, you know, a little bit of vanilla, nice sweetness, very, very, almost lactonic a little bit, and I think that might be coming from the coconut. I really love it. I've heard a lot of people say it's like a dry, toasted coconut. I don't really get that. Yeah, but everybody smells something different, and it is objective, but there's a little bit of creaminess coming from the sandalwood, almost, you know, kind of representing like a rich, decadent, creamy dessert as well. This fragrance is really, really good, and then there's some oud, you know, in the base, and I really don't detect that medicinal, strong, pungent, kind of masculine smelling oud. This fragrance is very, very unisex in my opinion. My wife and I both love this fragrance, and it's so, so well done. Okay, so how does it last? How does it perform? I'll talk about that after I give you the note breakdown, and then we'll talk about what occasions I wear it in and all that good stuff. Okay, here we go. Put a bottle on the screen, and then you can follow along. On the top, we've got bergamot, which, you know, lends to that brightness. We've got a beautiful, sweet, dripping honey. We've got some dark rum, sea salt, love the coffee, and then you've got some pure brandy. In the heart or the mid, we've got cashmere wood. We've got coconut, which I think gives it a nice milky vibe, at least to my nose. Then you've got jasmine, fig, and beautiful, sweet, nutty praline, and some tonka. In the base, we have that musk, that ever-present musk. It's so ubiquitous and really, really there. And then you've got that creamy sandalwood. We've got some orchinox, amber, vanilla, and oud. Guys, so much going on with this fragrance, but they all live in harmony with one another. You know, I love that saltiness with some of this sweetness in here. That saltiness really goes well with the honey. I love a lot of the woodiness to kind of, you know, not make it so sweet and feminine. And then you've got, you know, that clean woodiness in the dry down to help balance it out. This really is an amazing unisex fragrance. If you're afraid of oud, don't be afraid of this fragrance. If you're afraid of a fragrance that's too gourmandish and too sweet, this is not that. It's not that sweet. When I spray it, you're not filling up the room. It's not like, you know, I know when you probably think of a fragrance like of the Immortals, you might think that this is just going to like beast mode across the room. It doesn't. To me, it's about an arm's length projection. You're going to get about 3 to 4 hours of projection, really good scent trail, really good head turner. You know, people are going to notice you. They're going to know what you're wearing. The leather in this is so good. It's so supple and really, really prevalent. To me, it's dialed way more up in this fragrance than in the Siren. and it's a really great leather fragrance. Ladies, don't be afraid of that. Everything just complements each other. You know, it's really a lot of checks and balances. And you know, after trying so many times with Gino Percantino, who happens to be the perfumer, and I had a chance to meet him recently at Mon, and I love Mon because Mon does all their fragrances first class. They treat their clients first class. I know they rolled out the red carpet for Curly because when I got to visit Mon, they rolled out the red carpet for me. It's an amazing family atmosphere. They make so many amazing fragrances, all the way from Carolina Herrera to one of my brand new favorite niche fragrance houses, the Bubble Collection, which I recently got to meet those guys. They're absolutely amazing. To Zaharoff fragrances, and they really do it first class, and Gino has done it again. This is an absolutely amazing fragrance. You know, it's not as sweet to me as the other one. It's just really well balanced out. I felt like the first fragrance was really sweet and leathery, but you know, the leather to me is like better in this fragrance. It's just more up to me. It's dialed up, and then all the sweetness is not so sweet, and you know, the woods are just right, and everything just balances each other out. I'm really here for this fragrance. It's really, really well done, masterful, decadent, opulent. You know, whatever you come to associate with a Greek god, you've got it in this fragrance. So if you feel like you want to indulge and you need to treat yourself this holiday or find the perfect gift, this one right here is definitely all about indulgence, and this one right here is all about the lure and luring you in. Both of these fragrances are absolutely amazing and go so well hand in hand. Now, when would I wear a fragrance like this? Okay, to me, this fragrance seems perfect for the fall and winter. All right, definitely seems like the best time to wear it. Also seems like a great, playful, fun, flirty, intimate fragrance for date nights, intimate settings. You know, definitely a fun, casual. You can wear it to maybe some parties. People are going to notice you. So it's definitely that kind of setting. Maybe not so much an office setting, but who am I to tell you when to wear it? You know, do you. If you like to wear fragrances like that that get attention and get you noticed, you know, who cares? If you want to wear a fresh fragrance in the wintertime, wear it. If you want to wear a gourmand fragrance in the high heat, by all means, it's just a guide. But guys, definitely find a way to get a decant of this. Definitely test it out. Would never tell you to blind buy. See if you can find some samples somewhere or anyone decanting this before you get it. But I really love this fragrance. 6 to 8 hours of longevity, you know, a nice scent bubble, and you're just getting, you know, a very luxurious, godlike fragrance. And I don't mean that in irreverence, you know, but it's very decadent, you know, with the fig and, you know, a lot of the ingredients, the coffee note, and just how boozy it is. And you're definitely going to be self-indulged when you wear this fragrance. So it's a great fragrance. So where does it rank among all the fragrances? Well, guys, honestly, out of the first three, I told you I love the Siren. And which is my favorite out of these three? I'm going to have to go with Justin. Justin's fragrance just really struck a chord with me, and his fragrance just smells so amazing. I love the theme behind it with the second soul. I love that idea of reflecting, and to me, his fragrance is so sweet and so boozy and just so gorgeous. I really love his fragrance a lot more this time around, so I'll have to say Second Soul is my favorite of this new release. They're all so good in their right mind. I'm nitpicking, you know, I'd give Justin's a 10 and call his Second Soul the masterpiece, and I would say that Curly's and Ross's are a 9 this time around for me on this particular Z Creation 2.0. But that's my pick, guys. I would love to hear from you in the comments. Out of these new fragrance releases, the 2.0, what is your favorite release? Comment down below, but they're all amazing, guys. You cannot go wrong with the Zaharoff name because it is synonymous with first class, done well. If George puts his name on it, it's going to be amazing. And these Z creators, they all knocked it out of the park again. So amazing. Well done, Anthony. Well done, Andrea. You guys knocked it out of the park again, and I'm wishing you continued success. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I hope if you got any kind of value out of it, which I know you did, please help me out and leave a thumbs up. You know, that really helps the algorithm. It doesn't just help me, but it also helps get the word out about Andrea's fragrance and get the word out so more people know about it, because I'd really like to help them and help them grow as well, not just me. And please, if you'd love to be a part of my fragrance family, just hit that subscribe button down below and come on and join the Scott Aromatico movement. I'd love to have you. It doesn't cost a thing. And then hit the bell notifications because I'm always doing giveaways and you want to know when I'm doing those, and I'm always doing cool interviews and cool reviews like this one. So hit the bell notifications, and then if you would, just help me out and share this video with your friends and family. And guys, thank you so much. Happy holidays, season's greetings, Merry Christmas, and I hope all of you have a spectacular 2023 and it brings you all the joy and blessings that you so rightfully deserve and desire. And I wish you nothing but the best. Happy New Year's, guys, and I can't wait to see you until the next video. Peace and love. Ciao.